Hi, Shirley. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I had some troubles with my internet. It's super windy here in Santa Cruz, so I guess it's because of that. Está super ventoso. So I was forced to go upstairs at home, and I had to disconnect my router, and I had to connect it again, and I had to wait until the internet came back. So now I hope it's better, and we're not going to have any issues. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much for waiting for me, Shu. Okay, I appreciate it.
No problem, no worry.
Very good. Okay, so how are you? How are you? Tell me, how is your visit in Johns Hopkins University going on so far?
Yeah, this is the different week because I need to move it the Monday, so this week is only for the looking for a new place.
Okay.
So yeah, but in the university I working in epidemiology or database. So only as probably the next week I working in the lab in new project. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Very good. Very interesting. It sounds great. Honestly, I've never been into a chemistry laboratory as such. Just the very bad laboratory when you were in high school. But I've never had the opportunity to be in a good laboratory as those in American, especially at Johns Hopkins University, right? Wonderful.
Yeah.
It's honestly impressive. Okay, congratulations again, Shirley. Very good.
Yeah, thanks.
So let's go, right? Let's go with the class. Let's start with our icebreaker. I had another quiz prepared for today about phrasal verbs. I think that is the week's topic, has been our headache during the week. But I assure you that once you understand phrasal verbs, your English is going to expand very much. As I said at the beginning, it's like a new word, a new dimension in English. It's something super, super huge, big. But once you understanding and you understand people when they are using phrasal verbs, it's a completely different matter.
Yeah, but that's complicated because not every the phrase over does is the same mean. So
Yes.
do you need memory the words?
Yeah, definitely. It's difficult, but by a matter of practicing, especially in your situation that you are now in the US, well, it's like the best opportunity to practice this particular area because Americans are the ones that invented these phrasal verbs. I think that when English developed itself in Europe, in the 18th century, I think that British people did not use phrasal verbs, right? The British people or the European people. But later, when the English language moved into America through the colonizers, of course, then Americans began to invent these expressions, and they have created this interesting area. Very interesting people. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I'm ready. So I'm going to share my screen with you.
Yeah.
So you can. Yeah, tell me.
No.
I'm going to share my screen with you. Share screen, share sound. Okay, wonderful. So now look at this. I have another quizzes here prepared for you. And we're going to learn a bunch of phrasal verbs. Let's go. Open this up. Okay, there we are. And here. Okay, let's go. Wonderful, let's go.
Okay.
First question. Do you think girls tend to, we have a space there, more quickly than boys? And we have some options here. Pick up, look up, bring up, or grow up. Which is the correct option?
Grow up.
Right. Very good, very good. Grow up. And grow up means in this case, madurar. No? Do you think grow up? Yeah.
Another mean that is adultez, adulto.
Yes, grown up. Exactly. You reminded it. we wrote that particular word down some days ago, I think. Grown up with an M at the end, grown up is an adult. So grow up as a phrasal verb means madurar, ¿no? Pero grown up means adulto, ¿no? O alguien ya crecido, alguien grande, grown up. Read the key to Google Doc so that we can take notes on these phrasal verbs.
Yeah.
Here we are. Oh, let's look at this. There we are. So this is the difference I was saying. Grown up with this M at the end, grown up. This is adulto, adulto, but grow up without the M is a phrasal verb that means madurar. Or it could also alternatively mean crecer, just crecer. But in this case, I think the context allows us to interpret it as madurar, ¿no? El contexto de esta oración tiene que ver más con madurar que con crecer, but it can also mean crecer as well, okay? The phrasal verb can mean both things, madurar and crecer, okay?
Grow up.
Yes, the only difference here is, yes,
Yeah,
exactly,
as
just
is-
the grown up.
Yeah.
It's a very subtle difference, right? Es una distinción muy sutil, subtle. Do you know that word, by the way? Subtle? Subtle? Oh, no, subtle, like this. You know what it means?
Como sobre encima.
It
Sustituir
is
o
more
algo
like,
así.
like this, sutil, subtle, sutil. Something
Ah,
like it's
sutil.
barely noticeable. Yeah, barely noticeable. Algo que apenas se nota. Subtle. The pronunciation is like this. Subtle. Subtle, like this. Subtle.
Mm.
So this is another word. It's the first one, the second one, and the third one. It's subtle.
Claro.
Sutil. Okay, let's continue. The question number 2. What sports did you do when you were younger? Look at the options.
Mm. No. Okay. Probably take at or look at.
Okay, take
Take.
up. Very good. Take up. Yes. Take up simply means tomar. I mean, it's just another way to say tomar, because for example, if you pay attention to the sentence, it said, what sports did you take up when you were a child? ¿Qué deportes tomaste, no? When, for example, we say, are you taking some classes? ¿Estás tomando clases? So that is the meaning of this phrasal. It's just tomar. It's exactly the same, just you're augmenting, in this case, the up, no? Tomar. But tomar, not in the sense of drinking, no? Right? I want to clarify that. Not drinking, but tomar in the other sense of classes, taking, I don't know, taking some preparations, right? Taking, in that sense, not drinking. Take up is tomar, but not
Take
drinking.
up.
Yes, take up, like this. Let me show you. The pronunciation is take, like this, take up. Take up.
Take
Like
up. Take up. Take up.
Yes, exactly, take up. No, take up, like that, take up.
Take up. Ah, okay.
Mhm.
Take up.
Exactly, take up. Yeah, very good, wonderful. Okay, let's go. Do you ever have to space young children or animals? I think we have already seen this one, so try to remember.
Look at como que cuando alguna o take.
Yeah, very good. Look after, like cuidar, ¿no? ¿Alguna vez has cuidado de niños o de perros? Look after, cuidar o hacerse cargo, right? Look after, hacerse cargo. I've seen this one before. The pronunciation, it's look, well, it's just the two words, right? Look after, it's exactly the same. Look,
Look
look,
after.
look, oh, just, it is look after. I don't pronounce here the T. I don't say after. I like to say after. without the T, because Americans, if you have to listen to them, they say after. They don't say after. They don't pronounce the T. They just say after. Look after.
Look after.
Yes, look after. Exactly. After. They never pronounce the T. I have noticed that. Look after.
Look after.
Look after. Yes, without the T. Look after. Look after.
Look after.
Exactly. Very well. Have you look after children? They. Very good. Let's continue. I don't know this word. Please, in a dictionary.
I remember that is look at.
Yes, exactly. But in this case, would be this one or this one?
The first look it at too.
Okay. Well, in this case, it was look it up in a dictionary because, for example, the sentence was, I think it was something like this, right? I don't know this word. I don't know this word. Comma. Or comma. Look it up. Look it up in a dictionary. The reason why this was the correct one is because the other response, the one that you chose, it said, look it up too, right? Look it up too. But this two here was not necessary, okay? This was not necessary because in this case, we already have this one. We have him. Look it up in a dictionary. Búscalo en un diccionario, no? But if we include this one, look it up too in a dictionary, it would be something like, búscalo donde en un diccionario. Like, we are augmenting something that doesn't make sense, right? Like, búscalo, then, or búscalo en un diccionario. Sería algo así como, like, búscalo en un, donde en un diccionario, algo así. Something weird, but if you say look it up in a dictionary, it means búscalo en un diccionario. And this is the correct one. Okay?
Okay.
Exactly. Yes. It was just was not necessary this thing here. That's the reason why it was wrong.
Okay.
Let's continue. Do you think formal classes are necessary to space a foreign language?
Bring up.
Which one? Excuse me.
Bring up.
Bring up. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Second
Do you
action.
know, for example, no, do you know what pick up means? Pick up?
This is similar to the adverb, the take for the tomar. Or what is the
Not
difference in
really.
pick, take, and bring?
Okay, very good. For example, with the verbs themselves, take, for example, means tomar, no?
Yeah.
Bring significa llevar, no? Bring. I'm bringing this with me. Bring significa llevar. And pick significa como sostener, like when you are, for example, trying to take something up and you want to grab it like this, right? For example, imagine that you are, I don't know, trying to eat nachos. So you go and you pick a nacho, ¿no? Levantas un nacho así con los dedos, pick a nacho. It will be like levantar, but just making this movement with your fingers, picking.
Okay.
¿No? Levantando en esta forma, picking. So pick up in this case means recoger, or well, in this case, elegir. In this case, it was elegir, but it can also mean recoger. Let me show you. This has two meanings. Elegir or recoger. For example, in this case, the sentence was something like, I want to pick up a foreign language. A foreign language. The sentence was something like this. So in this case, when you're talking in this context, Pick up means elegir. Quiero elegir un lenguaje, ¿no? Un lenguaje extranjero. So you can use this particular phrasal verb to refer to this, that is to say to elegir algo, ¿no? For example, you can say, I want to pick up a t-shirt, ¿no? Quiero elegir una camisa. Or I want to pick up my degree. Quiero elegir mi carrera. I want to pick up a class. Quiero elegir una clase, right? So I want to pick up, in this case, a foreign language means quiero elegir un lenguaje extranjero. But this phrasal verb can also mean, for example, imagine he is going to pick me up to have dinner. This other sentence uses exactly the same verb. Is going to pick me up, ¿no? Y simplemente hemos aumentado, obviamente, me, right? Me va a recoger para cenar. He's going to pick me up to have dinner. Entonces, voy a usarlo de una forma más I pick up my sister to have dinner. Like this. Recojo a mi hermana para cenar. I pick up my sister to have dinner. Let's say pick up my sister from her school. From her school to have dinner. Recojo a mi hermana de la escuela o de su escuela para cenar. So as you can see, pick up can mean two different things. The first thing it means is elegir, as in this sentence here, I want to pick up a foreign language. Y aquí voy a aumentar class so that you can understand it better. I want to pick up a foreign language class. Elegir una clase de lenguaje extranjero. Or I pick up my sister from her school to have dinner. Puede ser también recojo a mi hermana. I pick up my sister from her school to have dinner. Okay, so these are the two different things pick up means. Is understandable?
Yeah, yes, I know.
Wonderful. Let's continue then. So remember this one. It has two different meanings.
Pick up.
Oh, yes. Let me show you here the pronunciation. Like this. Pick up. Like this. Pick up. Pick up. Like that. All right.
Okay.
Go with another one. Have you ever blank space somebody famous? I think that we have already seen this one, so try to remember. Have you ever
Come across?
Yes, exactly, come across. Have you ever come across? Estás cruzado, no? Have you ever come across? We have seen that one. But let me write it down. Come across. Cruzarse.
Come across.
Yes, come across. Let me write down the pronunciation. Come across. Like that. Come across. Right? Wonderful. Continue. Do you blank space well with your classmates?
What? I maybe pick up. Wait.
Are you right? Okay, let's go with this one.
From get on, yeah.
Okay, in this case, let me explain you this one. Get on. Get on means congeniar. Congeniar. ¿Congenias con tus amigos? Do you get on with your friends? Get on, congeniar. Although this one has a lot of meanings as well. This particular phrasal verb has a lot of meanings, but in this context, it meant congeniar. Okay, get on also, it can also be, for example, subir. For example, if you say to a friend, right, and you're driving your car, excuse me, get on in the car, no? Súbete al auto, get on the car. Or, for example, if you are, I don't know, if you are trying to, I don't know, this is going to sound weird, right? But if you want to steal a house someday and you want to climb the walls, right, in order to get into the house, you could say, hey, get on me, ¿no? Súbete arriba mío, ¿no? Para hacerle como ranita para que suba una persona, ¿no? So get on can also mean subirse, no? But in this case, it's in the context is congeniar, but it can also mean, as I say, it can also mean subirse, ¿no? Subir. Get on me, súbete a mí, or get on the car, súbete al auto, get on the car. This is the pronunciation. Yes, exactly. This is something that I always tell to my TOEFL students. Let me tell it to you. The source, okay, pay attention to this, okay? The source that gives each word its transcendental meaning is the context. Not the dictionary. When I understood this changed my life. Why? Because I was able to understand them, any writing material that I had to face. La fuente que le da a cada palabra su significado trascendental, es decir, lo que realmente significa, is the context of the word, not the dictionary. Because, for example, if you go to the dictionary and you look for the word, I don't know, in Spanish, okay? I have an example in Spanish. Si vas al diccionario y dices, ¿qué significa la palabra banco? ¿No? The first thing that is going to appear in the dictionary would say, okay, bank is a financial institution that helps people to save money and to invest that money. But for example, if I say, I am sat on the bank with my friends, estoy sentado en el banco con mis amigos, what are you going to understand? Not that I'm actually in the institution, right? But there is something made of wood that is the place where I am sat, ¿no? Que hay un objeto de madera, un banco en el que estoy sentado, a bench, in this case, of course, in Spanish, banco es la misma palabra para un asiento, ¿no? Pero en inglés está bench, ¿no? Claramente es diferente, pero la idea es esa, de que no es el diccionario lo que le da a cada palabra su significado como tal, es el contexto. Por eso siempre que, every single time we want to know what a word means, we should not go and look for it in a dictionary, but we should try to look at the context. The context is the source that gives each word its meaning, okay? So every single time you don't understand a word, try to avoid going directly to a dictionary and try to pay attention to what the context says, because by the context, then you're going to understand what the word actually means, okay?
Okay, perfect.
Wonderful, let's continue. Do you think women know naturally how to blank space children?
Bring up or grown up. I don't know specific of what mean the
So in this case,
sentence.
you go for, okay, la sentencia
Sí,
significa,
llevar o sí, que hacer crecer a un niño.
right, exactly. So which one do you
Grown
think in this case is the correct one?
Grown up.
Grow up, okay. Okay, in this case it was bring up. So why is bring up? Because bring up, okay, let me show you. Bring up is a phrasal verb that also has a lot of meanings, but one of them is criar. It specifically means criar, okay? Bring up means criar. Of course, it can also mean, for example, traer, ¿no? Traer contigo. Bring it up with you, traerlo contigo, ¿no? But in this case, the context allow us to understand that bring up meant criar, okay? Criar. Let me show you the pronunciation with something like bring up. Oh, bring up. Criar o traer. There we are. Okay, so let's continue. Bring up, criar o traer. What else do we have?
No.
Oh, you had a question? Tell me.
No, that's the pronunciation is bring up or bring up.
Bring up. Yes, bring up.
Bring up. Okay.
Yes, exactly. Bring up. All right, very good. So which dice should we choose, Shirley, to respond to the redemption question?
First.
All right, first. Do you think women, okay, know how to
bring up?
Which one? All right, very good, very good.
Yeah.
Difficult to fail, right? All right, you're very lucky, very good. Right, the end. Okay, very good. It was a very good phrasal verb, twisted, right? So we're going to stop it. Of course, you won first place, as always. Wonderful. So now let's get into the the topic for today's class. By the way, do you have any question? Anything that I can help you with?
No, probably I need more time for the homework.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do that right now. Let me get into that one. Well, we can do that. Until what day would like, excuse me, until what day would you like to have more time?
Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Of course. Why not? Let it load. Taking its time. Wonderful. There we are. Continues to be slow, apparently. Okay, this. There you are. Share with people. So, wonderful. So, no, it's not this one. I see there is a lot of homework here. No. Here, this one. Wait, I lost. Okay. So, you said that you would like to have time until Tuesday, right?
Tuesday. Yeah.
Tuesday, yes.
23.
23. Yeah, wonderful. Save. And give it a second. Wonderful. Assignment settings have been updated. Okay, you have time then until Tuesday, all right?
One question more.
Yeah.
The test is in Sunday or Tuesday? Or
The test, it's actually going to be on Wednesday because the last day for this unit is going to be on Wednesday. So
yeah.
if you want, I
I
can.
think that's today. Today,
No,
but
no,
okay, thank you.
no, it's not. No, it's not. Don't worry. If you want, for example, after we finish the class, I can already enable that particular option so that you can see the exam already. And if you have time, maybe this weekend, or if you have time this Monday or Tuesday, you want, if you want, of course, you can take advantage of time and to take the exams if you want, right? If you have time. So after we finish the class, I'm going to enable the option for you to see the exam because right now it's invisible for you. You cannot see it, but
Okay.
I'm going to enable it. Okay, wonderful. All right, so let's get into today's topic. This is not our presentation. This is the TOEFL one. I hope once we finish our classes in this modality, you get into the other classes just for the TOEFL exam, and then I can help you with that. I can teach you how to take the exam, okay? Just in case you want, right? 1187. Those classes are very interesting because I mean, in that part or in that particular class, you're gonna have a lot of classmates. For a group, we have like, I don't know, 10, sometimes more students. And when we are practicing, you can talk with them and stuff like that. It's very interesting. It's this other setting, this other modality. Okay, so let's get into. No, we have seen this one. And we have seen this one, models of necessity. This is very interesting. It's a very good topic. So let's talk about this, models of necessity. Now, we use have to plus the base form of the verb to talk about the necessity or things people need to do. For instance, Nick says, I have to leave. Notice that there is no contraction for have to. We do not say have to leave. Okay, wonderful. So let me explain this a little bit.
Okay.
Have you ever considered that sometimes in our lives, given that we are not, of course, people who can do everything, right? We are not all powerful, let's say. We are people who sometimes need other people to do things for us, or sometimes we ourselves need to do something. There's the necessity to do something, right? Because we are lacking something, maybe because we want to improve in something. So we have a necessity. We are lacking something. We know that we can, for example, complement something. So there is a necessity. Hay una necesidad for any reason, okay, as I said. So whenever we have a necessity, that is to say, the desire to complement, to feel something in our lives or in other people's life, we can use models of necessity, ¿no? Cada vez que tenemos una necesidad de mejorar en algo, de llenar algo en nuestras vidas o en la vida de otras personas, we are going to use models of necessity, that is to say, modales de necesidad para expresar esa necesidad, right? So let me write that down here. Yeah, okay. So for tomorrow, models of necessity. There we are. Models of necessity. Okay, so now I was mentioning whenever we need to improve on something or to feel any incomplete part in our lives, we talked about we need to express that necessity, ¿no? Cada vez que tenemos que mejorar en algo en la vida o nos falta llenar alguna parte que no está completa, tenemos que expresar esa necesidad, that necessity. So in order to do that, we have some models. Tenemos algunos modales. Those models are, show you here. Okay, here. Sorry. We have, or in this case, we have present have, must, and we also have, okay, have and must. Those are our models. Have and must. Let me show you. We have and must. These are the models of necessity. Have and must. Okay.
Okay.
Models of necessity. Okay, wonderful. So let's go with have. This is going to be the first one. Have. What does have mean? Well, it's a very simple word, right? Have significa tener. Have means tener in Spanish. Now, when we want to express necessity, we can make it by this word, following this structure. Okay? There's a structure if you want to use this particular expression or this model. La estructura es la siguiente. The structure is noun plus have plus complement. That is the structure. Noun, have, and complement. Noun, have, and complement. Have means to learn Spanish. When we want to express necessity, cuando queremos expresar necesidad, we can make it by this word, following this structure. The structure is noun, es decir, un pronombre, plus el verbo have, plus a complement. Sorry. Okay, one. So now, some examples.
Okay.
Oh, you have some questions? Continue.
Yeah, in that structure, you don't need the verbs for the to plus verb, or that is in complement.
Yeah, I mean, you don't need to have any to, that is to say an infinitive, right? You mean, by to, you mean an infinitive, no? Un infinitivo, un to. It's not necessary because, let me show you an example. I have to call my sister. Would you say, for example, Shirley, that this sentence is a necessity? I have to call my sister. Would you say this is a necessity? I have to call my sister.
Yeah, yo debo llamar. Entonces,
Well, yeah, I mean, in this case, it's tengo, right? Yo tengo que llamar a mi hermana, because have means tener, right? Tengo que llamar a mi hermana. Or, for example, if I say, she has to consolate her mother after her, I don't know, uncle's death. What about this other sentence? Would you say this is a necessity? She has to consolate, consolate significa consolar, por cierto, consolate her mother after her uncle's death. Would you say this is a necessity? ¿Dirías que esto es una necesidad? She has to consolate her mother after her uncle's death.
no, como que tiene que hacerlo.
I mean,
Como
reminded
se-
by a necessity, what I mean is this, ¿no? Por una necesidad, a lo que yo me refiero es cada vez que tenemos que mejorar algo o llenar algo incompleto en nuestras vidas. Eso es una necesidad. Por ejemplo, en este caso, ¿qué es lo que cuando una persona muere, ¿no? Querida, ¿qué es algo que se tiene que hacer, algo que se tiene que llenar? Bueno, consolar, ¿no? Porque es un momento duro, difícil, ¿no? Entonces, claro, by definition, this would be a necessity because the person, in this case, the subject that we are not naming, no estamos nombrando el sujeto, pero ella, ¿no? She has to consolate her mother after her uncle's death. Tiene que consolar a su madre después de la muerte de su tía. ¿Y esta sería una necesidad? Yo diría que sí, porque estamos, o ella tiene que llenar algo que está faltando en su vida. ¿Y qué es lo que está faltando? Bueno, justamente que consuela a su madre, ¿no? Porque es como algo, un deber en este caso, ¿no? Una responsabilidad, ¿no? So that would be, these two examples here, they would be necessities. Or for example, I have to go to the bathroom. This is maybe more understandable. I have to go to the bathroom. Tengo que ir al baño, ¿no? I think this is by definition a necessity, right? Tengo que ir al baño. I have to go to the bathroom. This would be by definition a necessity because we have to somehow, I'm going to augment something here to my definition. A necessity is not only to improve something in our lives or to fill any incomplete part in our lives, but it's also to fulfill our responsibility. ¿No? Cumplir una responsabilidad también es una necesidad, ¿no? Entonces, en este caso, si uno dice tengo que ir al baño, lo dice porque tiene que cumplir una responsabilidad, ¿no? Y esa responsabilidad es la de cuidar su cuerpo, ¿no? I have to go to the bathroom because, of course, if we don't go, we are going to get ill, right? Vamos a enfermarnos si no vamos al baño. Entonces, I have to go to the bathroom. This would be a necessity, okay? So as you can see, when we want to express a necessity, we can use this word, have. And the structure that we propose, it's applying, ¿no? La estructura que propusimos se está aplicando. Look at it. Noun, in all these cases, we have a noun. I, she, I. Later, we use the word have, ¿no? En este caso, obviously, it's with the word has because it's in third person, ¿no? Para tercera persona se utiliza la forma has. And later, a complement, right? I have to call my sister, to consolate her mother, to go to the bathroom. Entonces, The only thing I want you to understand is when you want to express necessity, you can use this one, okay? And there's actually another one. Here, there's one lacking. Have, need, and must, because need is the word that by definition means necesitar, okay? Need significa necesitar. Entonces, you can follow exactly the same structure with the word need, ¿no? Se puede seguir la misma estructura con la palabra need y significa lo mismo, for example. Here the structure would be noun plus have plus complement. In this case sería noun plus need plus complement, ¿no? En este caso sería esta la estructura. So with the same examples, I need to call my sister. I need to call my sister. Look at it. It's exactly the same meaning, right? Necesito llamar a mi hermana. Y aquí, por ejemplo, era tengo que llamar a mi hermana. Pero ambas expresan qué cosa? Necesidad. Another one, for example, she has to consolate her mother. Until that, she has to consolate her mother. Tiene que consolar a su madre. En este caso, este has lo vamos a cambiar porque she needs to consolate her mother. Necesita consolar a su madre. Pero era lo mismo cuando dijimos she has to consolate her mother. Ella tiene que consolar a su madre. Es lo mismo que decir ella necesita consolar a su madre. Lo mismo. Same thing. And finally, I need to go to the bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom. Necesito ir al baño, ¿no? Lo mismo que decir tengo que ir al baño. All right? Is that clear, Shirley?
Yeah, that's clear.
Wonderful. Wonderful. And there is one final model of necessity, and it's this one. And this one is a little bit different. Must. Este es el último guy. Must. Este es un poquito diferente. I'm going to explain.
Okay.
Must. Okay. What does must mean, by the way? Must means deber in Spanish. Must can also express necessity, but it is more commonly used when talking about rules. Que la palabra must también expresa necesidad, ¿ok? Significa deber, ¿no? But in this case, it is more commonly used when talking about rules. Más comúnmente la palabra must, a pesar de que también expresa necesidad, se la usa más que todo para hablar de reglas. Any question about this? Shirley?
Ok, entonces no es común usarlo en necesidad, sino...
Ajá, exactly. No es muy común. For example, I'm going to show you that it is possible. Te voy a mostrar que es posible. Por ejemplo, si yo digo, I must call my sister. ¿No? Recuerda que es la misma sentencia que usamos acá. I'm going to scroll it down so that you can see. In this other one we use, I need to call my sister, ¿no? Necesito llamar a mi hermana. Pero si yo digo, I must call my sister, debo llamar a mi hermana, yeah, it expresses necessity, ¿no? Expresa necesidad. Debo llamar a mi hermana. Es lo mismo decir, necesito llamar a mi hermana. Debo llamar a mi hermana. Yes, it expresses. Or, for example, she must consolate her mother. Ella debe consolar a su madre. Es lo mismo que decir, ella necesita consolar a su madre, ¿no? Lo mismo, realmente. Y finalmente, con el ejemplo del baño, I must go to the bathroom, también. I must go to the bathroom. También sería un ejemplo, ¿no? Debo ir al baño. También expresa necesidad. I must go to the bathroom. But as I say, you are going to rarely find somebody speaking like this. Raramente vas a encontrar a alguien hablando así con must, necesidad. Because as I say, must are more commonly used in the context of rules. La palabra must se la utiliza mayormente en el contexto de reglas. Por ejemplo, you must respect other people's opinion. Debes respetar la opinión de otras personas. As you can see, this is a rule, right? Es una regla. Debes respetar la opinión de otros. Rules. Debes respetar la opinión de otros. O por ejemplo, you must not say dirty words in my presence. No debes decir malas palabras en mi presencia, ¿no? You must not say dirty words in my presence. Esta es otra regla, ¿no? ¿Y qué estamos utilizando para hablar de esta regla de prohibir algo? We're using what? Must. Entonces, como digo, must, it's certainly a model of necessity. Ciertamente, es un modal de necesidad. Se lo puede usar, tal como hemos demostrado acá. Tiene sentido. But you're going to very rarely going to find somebody using it. Rara vez se lo va a encontrar alguien diciendo, hablando así. Lo que los americanos hacen es utilizar esta en reglas. You must not say dirty words in my presence. You must respect other people's opinions, ¿no? Or for example, you must love your neighbor, ¿no? Debes amar a tu prójimo, ¿no? The classic one. You must love your neighbor. Debes amar a tu prójimo. By the way, do you know that neighbor significa prójimo in English?
Es como
Do you know
vecino.
that? Yeah, but it also means prójimo. Have you ever heard that word in Spanish? Prójimo.
Ujú.
También significa prójimo. Prójimo means neighbor. Si queremos hablar de un prójimo, igual se utiliza la palabra neighbor. Prójimo es neighbor. No solamente es vecino, sino que también es prójimo. También es vecino. You're right. It's also vecino. And the prójimo is equal to neighbor. The pronunciation would be like this. Neighbor. Neighbor. Okay? It's fine?
Neighbor. Yeah, neighbor.
Yes, exactly. Very good. So remind, must. When are you going to use must? Don't use it when talking to or when referring to sentences about necessity. No lo uses mucho en las sentencias en las que quieras expresar necesidad. Use this word more often when discussing rules. For example, if you are going to be in the university, right? You're probably going to find rules for your laboratory, right? For example, you must wash your hands before entering the laboratory. Debes lavar tus manos antes de entrar al laboratorio, right? You must wash your hands before entering the laboratory. Entonces, cada vez que se lo use en este contexto de reglas, then you use must, okay?
Okay.
Wonderful. Any other question about this, Shirley?
No, but in this max, you don't use to. That is for modal, yeah?
Sí, la palabra to, remind you, it's an infinitive. La palabra to es un infinitivo. Y en este caso sí no se usa. No se usa, okay? You don't use to. Remind the structure is noun, ¿no? El pronombre. Have directamente without the to. Okay, I'm going to clarify that. Without to. Without to. Plus complement. Okay, so I have to call my sister. She has to consolate her mother. I have to go to the bathroom, ¿no? Siempre sin el tú por acá, ¿no? I to have, ¿no? No va este.
Yeah, but
No va.
yeah,
Tell
I
me,
know.
tell me.
Yeah, but the to verb is later for the have.
Yeah, exactly. The infinitive would be after, yes. Without to as preface, voy a aumentar acá. No se utiliza el to como un prefacio, es decir, antes del have, but later, si lo usa después, later. I have to call my sister. She has to consolate. I have to go. Se lo utiliza el infinitivo sí, pero no acá. No es I to have, sino es I have to. ¿No? Very good.
Yeah, that's in the need.
Exactly. Y por ejemplo, acá para el must, notice that you don't use it here. You don't say I must to call. you have to use it for need and for have. Okay, look at this. Have to call, has to, have to. Or for example, need to, she needs to, or I need to. Pero aquí en el must no se usa. I must call my sister. She must consolate. I must go. No se utiliza el to. You see?
Yep. That's
Bueno,
clear.
lo voy a añadir acá por si acaso.
Okay.
It's noun. Let me show you. Noun plus must without to. Sin to, without to. I must call my sister. She must consolate her mother. Por ejemplo, aquí en las reglas nunca se utiliza el to. You must respect other people's opinions. No es you must to respect. No se usa ese to. Ese to no va ahí. Simplemente es you must de golpe. You must respect other people's opinions. ¿No? You must not say dirty words in my presence. No debes decir malas palabras en mi presencia. You must love your neighbor. Debes amar a tu prójimo. ¿No? O la última, you must wash your hands before entering the laboratory. Okay?
Okay.
Wonderful. Any other question about this?
You can use for another knows, but that no is for subject. So you use an example subject. So do you have another knows?
Yes. Okay, yes. So you mean si se puede cambiar esto por otro objeto, ¿no? You mean something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Or only
All right.
only that is subject. Subject.
All right. Yes, very good. I understand. So for these words, for models of necessity, I would say you can use it for objects, for example. Let's say here. The computer needs to be repaired. Se lo puede utilizar, as you can see.
Yeah.
En este caso, estoy hablando de una computadora, ¿no? The computer needs to be repaired. You can see here. The computer needs to be repaired. What is the difference? That in this case, I have to add this. Tengo que agregar aquí esta palabra. The computer needs to be repaired. ¿Por qué la uso esta de acá? For the reason that this is not a subject, as you said, no es un sujeto este como tal de persona. This is an object, right? Es un objeto. And objects, ok, voy a escribir esto acá. Escribir un apartado.
Yeah, here is the computer, but the specific computer that is similar knows.
Ok. Yeah, exactly. En este caso estamos hablando de una computadora en singular, ¿no? Es decir, una específica. Pero si yo quisiera decir computers, ¿no? Computers need to be repaired, ¿no? Aquí ya no lo usaríamos porque aquí ya sí que se vuelve un sujeto como tal, ¿no? Ya deja de ser un objeto, ¿no? You notice it, right?
Yeah.
Exacto. La idea es esa, de que cuando lo utilizamos como objeto, siempre va antecedido de la palabra de, porque estamos hablando de una cosa en particular. Por ejemplo, the computer needs to be repaired, ¿no? La computadora necesita ser reparada. O por ejemplo, the books need to, let's say, the books need to be read. Los libros necesitan ser leídos. En este caso estamos hablando de unos libros específicos, ¿no? The books, como un objeto, ¿no? The books, estos libros. Imagine that you are, imagine that I am in the library and I say, the books need to be read, ¿no? Y apunto hacia esos libros. The books need to be read. Los libros necesitan ser leídos. En este caso lo estoy utilizando como objeto porque estoy refiriéndome a unos libros en particular. Pero si yo dijese de golpe, books need to be read, aquí ya no es un objeto, books. Aquí ya es un sujeto como tal, de persona. Ya no es meramente un objeto acá, porque ya aquí se convierte en algo principal en la oración. Ya no estamos hablando de algo en particular. ¿Okay? Pero sí, usualmente para objeto, en lo común, Normalmente es de, digamos, no sé, los tubos, ¿no? The tubes in my laboratory. Need to be cleansed. Los tubos en mi laboratorio necesitan ser limpiados, ¿no? Siempre hay que usar este, ¿ok? Para objetos. It's fine, Shirley, or something else to clarify here?
Yeah, that's so. Thanks.
All right, wonderful. Very good. Y de. Ok, perfecto. Entonces, para objetos, se le aumenta el d. All right, I'm going to save this. August 12th. Okay. Startable. Here. Right, there you are, Shirley. Oh, come on. No problem. I don't know why your chat is empty. Yeah. Oh, what a weird thing. Look at my, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
It's your chat is like blank. I don't know why. Oh, I think it's because of that.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
It's the same.
There you are. Okay. Wonderful. So I'm going to stop sharing this. And please, before you go, help me with the traditional poll. And I'm also going to take your assistance, okay?
Okay.
So, second. So this is all. Okay, so try to, I already took your assistance. Try to take advantage of your weekend to work in your assignments if you're able to. But thank you very much for being with me here, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right, so have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your visit in the US, and thank you very much, okay? Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye, see you.